Welcome to Creative Intuition Tarot. My name is MJ, and these are the universal messages for the sign of Capricorn for October 2021. Everything you need to know about the reading is always in the description box below. And now, Capricorn, sit back, relax, and enjoy your reading. We will start with putting some tarot cards on the table for you, with the card on the center representing you. I'm sorry, in the month of October 2021. Universal messages for Capricorn. Cards around represent the surrounding energies. And let's put a card to represent the most relevant recent past that brought you to your present circumstances in October, and which may still be impacting your situation, your circumstances in October. And a couple additional clarifying cards from another tarot deck to represent the overall energies for Capricorn in October 2021. Universal messages. Okay, it wasn't this one. Decided to hide back in the deck. Okay, let's start. I'm sorry. For some reason, I'm having problems with my throat since I started to do your reading. You show up as the Queen of Swords in the month of October. And the Queen of Swords, first of all, as every queen, represents the feminine, caring, motherly energy. Can be about creativity as well. And the Queen of Swords specifically, so the Queen of the air element, is about seeing through deception, lies, always seeing the truth, always seeing clearly. It's about discernment. Someone who is very good in communicating with others, someone who is using words skillfully as well, because swords represent our thoughts, but also our communication, verbal communication. She is someone called the cold teacher of wisdom, because she may be expressing her truth in a very direct way. And even though, you know, she's saying the truth, people don't like the truth. So usually people who express truth directly are perceived as being cold, that they are not tactful, but that is just because truth usually, most of the time, makes people uncomfortable, right? An important truth. But she is always following the principle of truth and clarity. These are her key values that guide her. So you may be very decisive in cutting off, as I said, lies, deception, whatever. If there are any kind of energies like this in your surroundings, it seems that, and this is not gender specific, so regardless whether you are a male or a female, it's just about feminine energy, which always is a little gentler than the masculine, right? So even though you are doing things firmly, whether it's decision making, communicating, or cutting off, you are doing it firmly, decisively, but still gently. You are not intending to hurt anyone, even if they hurt you. Okay? So what surrounds you, you have the Eight of Coins, the Queen of Cups, so another queen. The feminine energy is very strong. The Ten of Wands, and the Moon. The most relevant recent past is the Five of Swords, conflict energy. Now the Queen of Swords in the center makes perfect sense. What clarifies your energy is the Muse of Inspiration, which is the King of Wands. So the masculine energy shows up, and the Six of Inspiration, Six of Wands, card of victory and success. Beautiful. I want to start with the recent past. That's conflict. And with that snake, it feels strongly deceitful, full of lies, toxic, very unhealthy, unhealthy conflict. Well, if conflict can be healthy, right? But like really toxic when it comes to verbal communication. Like almost focused on hurting, not having an adult kind of conversation, but more focused on, you know, trying to actually sting a person by using the lowest possible energies, just by trying to hurt someone. Okay? To weaken them, obviously, to just weaken the opponent in the conflict, right? So that's your recent past, and I'm really happy to see that you are cutting it off, which means that through this conflict you have grown and matured. You have realized, see, I cannot speak. You realized your truth, and you decided to stand by it, which is amazing, because it feels that you have evaluated your values, and well, and you stand by your truth, whatever that is, and despite conflict, against any obstacles, because you trust that what you know is true, okay? You trust your inner knowing. This is the mental space, but it can include higher consciousness as well, because queens can represent psychic abilities, kind of like medium abilities, clairvoyant. And that brings me to the Queen of Cups. Symbolically, she's above the Queen of Swords, so it's like above her human mind, right? There's that deeper knowing from the Queen of Cups. That is deep healing, that is someone of therapist skills as well, someone who is motivated by love. So again, very caring and nurturing towards others. And sometimes the Queen of Cups can represent like a seeker of things unseen. So hence that psychic or maybe clairvoyant medium skills, okay? So you are rising above the conflict and you are able to cut it out, because her eyes are closed, but she has this symbol of the eye above her hand. She's not looking and perceiving through her physical eyes, but through this inner eye, which is represented by the Queen of Cups. What surrounds you as well is the Eight of Coins, which is a card of diligent work, being really focused on polishing your skills, mastering your skill set, working towards your goal tirelessly, being perseverant, motivated, determined. Okay, this is very diligent and attentive work. And I think, I'm not sure, but when I look at this bird, it makes me think of an owl. So this wisdom and that inner knowing that comes from the Queen of Cups and from the Queen of Swords is something that you are working on. Like you are consciously, it is your conscious effort to build, polish and master this ability to connect to your higher knowing. Whatever is the practice that you're doing, if you're coming from such a toxic environment, you may have been practicing a lot of meditation, relaxation skills, so that you can, in this conflict, someone is focusing on hurting you, so that you can remain calm and not be bothered by this and stressed by this. You are putting conscious effort to almost train yourself to be able to go through that conflict successfully. And you are, if you only put this diligent work, you are, because what surrounds you, on the right side we have the Ten of Wands, which is getting rid of the burden, releasing the burden, something that you have been carrying that was holding you back, that made your progress and movement forward impossible. You are getting rid of this. Number 10, a closure, a completion, and a new beginning. You're moving towards freedom from this burden. Sometimes this card is called the burden of choice, because perhaps you have been trying to involve yourself in too many things, too many projects, or you have put too much emotions and passion into something, and now you have to choose one. You need to choose the one that you can and want to invest your energy and any other resources in. So you're working to, like, as I said, almost train yourself to be in this meditative, peaceful state, calming your mind, calming your emotions, so that you can go through this victoriously. And you are, with the Six of Inspiration, because I said it's a card of victory. Now let's look at the Moon card, the only major arcana that we have on the table for you. So the Moon obviously very strongly speaks of intuition, because the Moon is the symbol of the High Priestess, which is the guardian of the secret knowledge, and she's the one having that ultimate access to the inner knowing, that intuition, the ultimate intuition, right? The Moon can also symbolize mysteries, secrets, something happening in the depth of an unconscious. So it makes, again, perfect sense. What you are going through is an inner process, something that is happening like almost in your heart, in your soul. You're going through this on your own. You're facing your fears and challenges on your own, but you are facing them head on. She's standing tall, or he, it doesn't matter. Standing tall, proudly, head up high, right? So you are facing this challenge, this toxicity with the snake. The Moon is the path of the shadow. The path of the Moon is the path of healing. But in order to heal, we need to face our deepest fears. And that's what you're doing. And you're doing it bravely. Or at least you have all the resources to face it bravely. Obviously, it requires self-belief. To stand up tall, to be certain that you can go through this if you put your mind, your soul, your heart into it. If you only remain calm, that is the primary factor of success for you, is to remain calm, focused, motivated, determined. Now, the cards that additionally clarify: the King of Wands, Muse of Inspiration in this deck. King always represents mastery, mastery of, in this case, mastery of the fire, which is about our passions, desires, ambitions, but also can represent spirituality. So what is happening here, that opening up to the inner knowing, to higher knowing, is some kind of an ascension and growth in your spiritual area as well, for some of you, okay? But the King of Wands is all about pride, standing tall, head up high, right? This is being visionary and creative because of fire representing our passions, our will to live, passion for life, okay? This is charisma. It can represent charm, but someone who controls his passions, controls his fire, so that the fire is a creative tool and not destructive. So he can control his emotions. Exactly what you are working on, to control, to train yourself to remain calm, not to be hasty, not to rush, not to be aggressive. And you are mastering this skill set, or you have all the potential to, because you're putting work into it. You are really diligently working, or encouraged to work on mastering this, because you're heading towards victory and success, sometimes called the return of the victorious king, the King of Wands, the return. So it almost feels for some of you that you are actually getting back into your power. Some of you are well, achieving this or experiencing this for maybe the first time, but some of you are regaining your power, regaining your strength, regaining your calmness, and that connection to the inner knowing. Calming and healing your mind, body, and soul, primarily mind and soul, with the moon. So you face this not easy path of healing, but you are facing it head on with pride, and you know that you can do it. And you are heading towards straight success, but your diligent work is required. And also you need to allow yourself to remove the burden, cut it off firmly with that sword. This is a very low vibe energy, right? This is a high vibration energy. So this has no chances with you if you're only putting yourself in your power, in authority and leadership with the king. We have 2 cards on the table for you. I want one more. We will close your reading with those. So let's see. Let nothing divert you from your path. Trust your instincts. Trust your instincts. Let nothing divert you from your path. Keep working on it. Divine is more powerful than any nightmare created by human darkness. I said this has no chance with you if you are only in your strength. Leo, representing strength in tarot, right? This is also about Leo, or the strength card is about controlling our passions. So the King of Wands. Let go of the limitations of your current thinking. Again, first of all, the moon, intuition. But secondly, let go of the limitations, because you have the access to that higher knowing, higher mind. Let go of the limitations. You have access to the unlimited. Okay? So I hope that you enjoyed this reading, Capricorn, and I am wishing you an amazing October. If you liked the time with me, consider liking, subscribing, and I hope to see you in my next reading. And until then, as always, please take care of yourself.